Is that $1 million?
Yeah.
Oh, this is $1 million right here?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, we got a lot of money to spend.
The NBA is a place where dreams come true, and while for the young kids joining the NBA means to start competing against the toughest ball players in the entire world, it also changes their financial status dramatically. The NBA is considered one of the highest paid sports leagues in the world. We hear about some superstars signing multi-million-dollar contracts every other month. By the way, the average salary of an NBA player is somewhere around $9 million per year, which is an absolute insane amount of money. But even in this rich man's league, there are some dudes who stand out. Not only were they able to play basketball in the world's best league, they also knew what to do with the money they earned by doing it. And just before we start, push the like and subscribe button. It will help us make more amazing basketball content for you. Number 10. Kevin Garnett, $200 million.
It's possible. Anything's possible!
Back in 1995, Kevin Garnett went directly from high school to an all-star career in the NBA. And to say the least, he was a real savage during these years in the league. I mean, he was named the 2004 MVP of the league. He went on to win a title with the Celtics back in 2008, and in 2020, he was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame, proving that he was nothing but a legend. But not only was he a great player, his salary looked pretty good as well.
So hell yeah. Excuse me at home if your kids are up, but hell yeah, we can get better.
He earned a crazy $343 million during the NBA career. And even though he did run into some financial troubles back in 2018, he still manages to have a net worth of $200 million nowadays. He also continues to be involved with basketball through its own TNT segment Area 21, making the transition from superstar player to solid analyst off the court. So not only is he already rich, he seems to become even richer over the next couple of years. Number 9. Grant Hill, $250 million.
I got something to cheer you up.
Thanks, Grant. I appreciate that.
No problem, man.
The 1994-1995 Rookie of the Year, Grant Hill, has had a pretty solid 19-year NBA career. And although he had one of the best career starts in the NBA history, his injuries kind of prevented him from competing on the highest level throughout his whole career. But we're not here to talk about his stats, right? We want to know about his money. So how much did he earn from playing ball? Well, according to the internet, his NBA salary has brought him about $140 million throughout his years in the league.
I never, in my wildest imagination, thought that I would, be at this level.
Yeah, that's a lot, but after his retirement, that's when he really began to make his money grow. Not only has he become a real good real estate and business investor, he also is a co-owner of the Atlanta Hawks. All these investments allow his net worth to increase right up to $250 million. Good for him. Well, let's see who comes next on our list. Number 8. Hakeem Olajuwon.
Speaking of kills, somebody said they had listed somewhere that you killed a lion once. Is that true? You didn't kill a lion, did you?
That wasn't me.
That wasn't you.
The two-time NBA champion with the Houston Rockets and one of the most productive players to ever step on the court, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon was a real nightmare during his 18-year NBA career. The 1994 NBA MVP Hakeem was embarrassing the entire league with his insane post moves and his ability to play defense as well as offense. The quadruple-double recording big man was able to bring in about $107 million during his NBA career.
I don't know what to say about that. Pretty good.
After his retirement from basketball, the Dream made some really effective investments which definitely helped boost his finances. He started his own clothing line called Dream and also made some real estate investments as well as big deals with brands like LA Gear or Spalding. His practical approach made him the owner of a fortune of $320 million. Crazy, isn't it? But let's move on. Number 7. Vinnie Johnson, $420 million.
Who? That's what I thought. Thank you. Thank you, Eminem. Thank you.
Just kidding. But I mean, how did a sixth man even manage to get on this list? He earned only $6 million from playing in the NBA throughout the course of his 9-year career. Yes, he won 2 NBA championships with the Pistons in 1989 and 1990, and he was one of the key members of the Bad Boys team, but yet it still didn't bring a lot of money into his bank account.
Vinny drew the foul, he made the hoop.
Vinnie Microwave Johnson earned his vast majority of his wealth through a business he formed after his NBA career ended. After retiring, Vinnie founded an automotive company called the Piston Group. Today, the company employs over 11,500 people and brings Vinnie's net worth up to $420 million. Number 6. Shaquille O'Neal, $450 million.
Everyone is calling Shaq dumb, but Shaq not dumb. I have a doctorate. Charles is the dumb one.
Yeah, this big fella is not dumb at all. Not only did he have one of the most successful and vicious NBA careers, but he also became well known as one of the richest NBA players of all time. He earned $292 million in salary during his NBA career, and he actually knew how to spend it with style.
I have the highest purchase in Walmart history. The CEO will confirm that. I spent about $70,000 at Walmart in one night.
Well, this might seem a bit irresponsible, but Shaq is actually a heck of an investor. He owns a total of 50 brands in different industries, including Reebok, Lyft, JCPenney, and Forever 21. In multiple interviews, he points out that he owns a lot more than we think.
I don't like to seem like I'm bragging, but I'm gonna ask you a question. Who owns Marilyn Monroe? Marilyn Monroe.
Playboy?
Who owns Elvis Presley? Who owns Forever 21? Who owns JCPenney? Me.
After all these investments, his current net worth is somewhere around $400 million, which puts him on the 6th place in the list of the richest NBA players of all time. So while he may not seem like the smartest guy in town, he actually is a real shark and he knows how to make his money work very well. Number 5. Junior Bridgman, $600 million.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Another 6th man on the list? How did a man who had an average salary of $350,000 a year become a multi-millionaire? Well, here's the answer. During the off-seasons, he would be spending his time working at Wendy's, learning things about how the restaurant runs. Kind of a strange hobby for an NBA player, isn't it?
And what I really learned was you were successful because you were dedicated, you were willing to work hard at what you were doing, and you would do things that maybe a lot of people wouldn't do. Well, it was the same thing in the business.
To cut a long story short, after his retirement from the NBA, Junior Bridgman became the 2nd largest Wendy's franchise owner by purchasing several locations in Milwaukee. Later, he also invested his money into franchises like Chili's and Fannie Mae Chocolate. All of the above allowed him to earn more than $500 million and get into 5th place on the list of the richest basketball players of all time. Number 4. Kobe Bryant, $600 million.
Because to grow, you have to constantly learn, you have to constantly move, constantly improve. I mean, that's the key. That's what makes life fun, I think.
A man, a beast, a legend. Kobe Bryant has become one of the most iconic figures in the history of the sport by showing his incredible work ethic and the ability to step up in the most important moments. His dedication has inspired many of us to play the game of basketball, and what is even more important, Kobe showed us that the only way to become great in things you're doing is to work as hard as possible. And this man, not only did he work hard throughout his incredible 20-year career with the Lakers, which brought him more than $300 million, he continued to put in effort even after his retirement.
That's exactly what it is, man. It's being the best version of yourself, right? You wake up in the morning and try to be better today than you were yesterday.
Look,
That's it.
look.
Right after he announced his retirement, Kobe began to study the world of investments. Body Armor, the Players Tribune, Scopely, LegalZoom are just some of his most successful investments, not to mention his legendary Nike basketball shoes. All of these brought his net worth up to $600 million, and even though he is no longer with us, his finances continue to grow up until today. Rest in peace, legend. Number 3. Magic Johnson, $630 million.
But, you know, I lived a bachelor's life, a Hollywood life, where a lot of women came my way.
This NBA legend, he won so many awards that it's hard to list them. 5-time NBA champion, 3 times finals MVP, 3 times regular season MVP, and so on. This shows how legendary Magic Johnson was. He showed the whole world a new image of a point guard, proving that you might look like a power forward, but yet still be a great playmaker. But was he paid well? Yes, he was.
This great professional player, the same amount of time, the same amount of discipline, same amount of focus you have to put into being a businessman. And if you're willing to do that, then now you'll be successful.
His earnings from basketball were somewhere around $100 million, but after the end of his professional career, he became a successful businessman. For a long time, he was a co-owner of the Lakers, and he still is a minority owner of the MLB Los Angeles Dodgers, Major League Soccer's Los Angeles FC, and the WNBA's Los Angeles Sparks. But besides his sports investments, he also has been a seed investor in tech companies and at one point owned more than 100 Starbucks franchises. Eventually, his business activities have made his net worth rise up to $630 million, which is an absolute insane number, enough to give him the bronze medal in our list of the most successful basketball players of all time. Number 2. LeBron James, $1 billion.
From Akron, Ohio, from the inner city, I'm not even supposed to be here. That's enough.
One of the most successful basketball players of all time, LeBron James has already become a living legend. He has won 4 NBA championships and has competed in 10 NBA finals. He has 4 Most Valuable Player awards, 4 Finals MVP awards, and 2 Olympic gold medals. But not only is he one of the most efficient players in the history of the game, he is also the player with the highest career earnings in the league, with total earnings of $431.86 million. And he has not even finished yet.
Nah, I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world. That's simple.
Besides his undisputed basketball talents, he also shows great attitude in the business world. He makes his own shoe line with Nike, and to say the least, these are really popular. His business investments include Blaze Pizza, Liverpool Soccer Club, and Uninterrupted. And all of that brings LeBron to the Billionaires Club and to the 2nd place on our list. Let's see who's first. Number 1. Michael Jordan, $2.2 billion.
The reason is that when you look back in our era,
Yeah.
you know, Michael Jordan, the Magic Johnsons, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley's, we earned what we got.
There are many debates about who is the greatest basketball player of all time, but still most of the fans and players consider Michael Jordan to be the GOAT. I mean, the next closest player to him in this debate, LeBron James, just said all in this interview.
Best 3 players of all time?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. Wow. Michael Jordan. Wow, this is tough. Michael Jordan.
Alright, we're not here to do the GOAT debates, right? So how much did his airness earn throughout his years in the league? Well, not as much as you might think. He earned about $94 million during his career. And if you think he was underpaid, you are terribly wrong. First of all, he played for only 15 seasons in the league, and secondly, $94 million was an absolute insane amount of money for 15 seasons at the time Jordan played in. For example, in his last 2 seasons with the Bulls, MJ earned more than his whole team combined.
Now, how much do you get paid just to wear these shoes?
A lot. A whole lot.
A lot. Now, like, is it more than we would guess?
It's about, some people have guessed already.
Michael was able to lay the foundation of his wealth in the course of his career. His iconic Air Jordan shoes started a revolution not only in the world of basketball shoes, but in the fashion world as well. Besides that, Jordan is the principal owner and chairman of the Charlotte Hornets and of 2311 NASCAR Racing in the NASCAR Cup Series. This brings the net worth of the greatest basketball player to the point of $2.2 billion and makes him the richest basketball player to ever exist. Well, this concludes our list of 10 richest basketball players. Were there some dudes you didn't expect to see here? Did we miss some? Share your thoughts